Part of the world? Australia. I suppose we probably have a couple of Aussies in? No, just you, mate. That's fucking cool. And to be honest, where are you? Put your hand up, you're hiding somewhere down the back. I'm happy that it's just you. I'm fucking terrified of Australia as a whole country. I live with an Aussie guy. About 2 weeks ago I got stung by a wasp, right? My arm was swollen and he looked at me and he was like, mate, that's fucking nothing. When I was 5, got bitten on the face by a wolf spider. Hurt like fuck. And like, it hit me in a kind of a strange place. You know, it made me realise that I am terrified of Australia, and the only reason that is because everything I know about the place I've learned from the Discovery Channel. Right? I don't know if there's any Discovery fans here tonight, but a couple of weeks ago you might have known it was Shark Week, or as the Australians call it, Week. Now, I was watching Shark Week. It was a typical kind of Shark Week show, you know. It was like about 11 in the evening. It was like My Incredible Shark Nightmare, Volume 54. The opening scene was this endless white sand beach, beautiful blue ocean paradise, right? And this guy walks into frame and his face is fucking mangled with scars. So you know whatever story he's going to tell is going to be unbelievable. He just looks down the camera and goes, how's it going, guys? My name is Bruce. Because what else would his fucking name be? Because I want to tell you about my encounter with a shark. Now I'm a diver. I dive mainly for abalone. At this point a commentator just jumped out from behind a bush and just went, abalone are a mollusk. Cheers, mate. So anyway, one day, get my gear on, get into my boat, go out, water's a bit choppy, get into the water, can't see fuck all. Swim down, find some abalone, start putting them in my basket. Suddenly, everything goes dark. Now, the reason everything had gone dark for Bruce was he'd been bitten across the top of the head like that by a 16-foot-long great white shark. Now, I am shit at estimating distance, but I'm guessing 16 feet is about from here to Stephen's Green. That is a huge fish. Now, my friend from the Lebanon here, what would you do if you were attacked by, like, a shark or a bear or, like, someone from Israel or something?
Oh shit.
Poke it in the eye? I presume you mean the Israeli. That's some Krav Maga shit. That's cool. No, the best answer I've ever got, well, the two best answers, I asked an American guy once. He stood up, turned around to the crowd, because it was his gig now. He just went, well, Marcus, I'm glad you asked me. I've thought about your problem. At first, I would feel a lot of fear. But then I'd reach deep inside myself and get over my feelings. Then I'd find a way to conquer my enemy, because that's the American way. But it wouldn't stop there. Once the shark was vanquished, I'd probably fucking conquer the sea. But my all-time favorite answer, I asked an English guy, right? I asked an English guy who was sitting right at the front of the gig. And I was like, what would you do if you got attacked by, you know, like a shark or a bear or something like that? And he honestly took about 20 seconds. Actually, took fucking ages. The room was really tense. And just in this little sheepish voice goes, well, I assume I'd die. Unfucking believable. But no, Bruce, in all his Australian brawn and masculinity, just cracked a little wink and a smile, looked straight down the camera and just went, to be honest, when I realised that I was wearing a shark like a fucking baseball cap, I took a deep breath and just thought to myself, Bruce, compose yourself. I made a fist with my right hand and prepared myself to fight the shark. I started throwing digs into his shark face. He actually said shark face. Into his shark face. I landed maybe 5 or 6 good punches, 4 or 5 shit punches. But that's the nature of a fight. But you know, the shark lets go of me, swims backwards. There's between 3 and 8 meters between us. As I said, it was hard to gauge distance, visibility was poor. But I'm looking at him, he's looking back at me, and I'm thinking, Mr. Shark, I know we've had our differences in the very recent past. But we settled it like men. We had a scrap. I think I won. I'd ask you to be the bigger man. Let's get over it. But now they can't hit me on the head again. He then went on to say the most incredible thing I've ever heard come out of someone's mouth. He just kind of went serious. When the shark bit me for the second time on my face and my head, I realised I was probably going to have to fight for my life. Because it wasn't painfully obvious the first time. I don't know what worried me more, the fact that he didn't notice the first time or the fact that he said I'd probably have to fight for my life. I thought about my wife on the mainland. I thought about my son up in the boat. I thought quickly, I reached down, grabbed my knife, whipped it out, stabbed the shark in the eye, killing him instantly. But then cut to a reconstruction of the scene, right? And interviewed his son, who was like 13 and his voice hadn't broken yet, so it was fucking deadly. Not that that's in any way cool, it just added to the whole effect a little bit. He was this little blonde Australian kid who was like, I was sitting on the deck of the boat, playing Pokemon on my Game Boy. It was a good day. All of a sudden I heard a ruckus in the water. I made my way to the side of the deck and looked down, and sure enough, there was a commotion. The water suddenly turned red, and up floats my dad. And he's all cut up. But then up floats a bloody big shark. I just looked down and said, good on you, Dad! I was watching this with my fucking jaw on the floor. Irish people don't have that kind of will to live. We also don't have any natural predators besides priests. To be happy about. You know, you turn on the news, it's just like the ghost of Anne Doyle just being like, here's a video of an anorexic cat taking a shit. Like, can you imagine the equivalent of a nature show like that in Ireland? You'd be sitting on a fake leather couch you bought from a tinker in fucking Ballinatubberfuck. 1998 for 20 quid and half a Jack Russell. Flick on your TV and it'll be a shit TV that you bought in Aldi because you can't afford anything else. It'll be like, tonight, on Ear to the Ground. The man in this picture is Donnacha. He comes from the tiny farming village of Ballinatubberfuck. Now, Donnacha comes from a long line of very proud beetroot farmers. One day, after tending to his crop, he was walking by a stream, eating a biscuit. Little did he know, not 100 yards from where he was walking was a nesting swan. Now, as any Irish child over the age of fucking 3 knows, you don't fuck with the swan. It'll break your fucking arm. But Donnacha didn't know. He made his way around the corner of the stream. The swan saw him and saw the biscuit. He said, that's a Kimberley, it looks like a fanny, I'm having that. Now, due to Donnacha being